All right, welcome back to Television Radio, and lucky me, lucky you, and our good friend is ready, and let's get her on the line. Let's welcome back to the show. It's been actually a couple of years, which is hard to believe. The one, the only, Alison Arngrim, Miss Nellie Oleson. Hello, Alison. How have you been, my dear?
Hello. It is. I can't believe it. It's been like eons. Amazing.
You know what? Like, I got the pleasure and honor and pure hystericalness of witnessing your show, and that was so much freaking fun.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you liked it.
Yeah, wait, no, you can come back to Philly and do that again.
I can do that again. In fact, well, there is talk of that. I'm always checking my schedule going, okay, we'll get the New York one, or, there may be a Philly one. So every time I turn around, there's another booking. I mean, spring and summer is already starting to get, booked up with gigs. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's what, you were just saying, when we were on hold about the newsletter and all. And I'm always checking. I'm like, all right, when's the date? Where's the date? Any Philly? Are you coming back?
Right. Because I'm doing, it looks like I do have, there is a possible Philly date, because I'm doing Confessions in New York, on the 12th and the 13th.
Ooh.
And
okay.
So I will be May 12th and 13th in the spring, always Mother's Day weekend. It's always Mother's Day weekend with me. Mother's Day weekend, 12th and 13th, I will be in New York. So, I don't know. I'm thinking, is there, could be a gig in Philadelphia, because, we have a good time there.
Absolutely. Oh, so much fun. It was so much fun. You know what's too with those newsletters that you put out? I was thinking, people probably think, or they would expect, Melissa Gilbert to be, the true carrier of the torch of the show, or the person that keeps, the glue together of all the old stars of the show, and I think it's actually you.
It is. It weirdly turned out. It's like a long time ago we used to say, well, she's our leader, and we'd go check, Melissa, what are we doing about such and such? And then she moved out to Michigan and everything, and she got busy doing all stuff. Now she's doing theater in New York, which is awesome. But she's doing it, and they started doing all these sort of Prairie events as we started getting closer and closer to the reunion. And I actually found out about this whole Prairie circuit from Kevin Hagan, who played Doc Baker, and Dabs Greer played the Reverend Alden, because after the show, they worked the circuit they were everywhere. And I found out about all these places in Walnut Grove and Rocky Ridge, Missouri, and all this stuff. And I thought, what a great idea. And then the rest of the cast started going, hey, where are these places you're going? Hey, does that pay? I'm like, yeah, it does. So all of a sudden, the rest of them, I want to get on this. Next thing you know, we're all doing. And fans would call me and write to me and run into me in public and ask me questions, and I'd answer them. And then my show, because, it has that Q&A segment in it, people went, we can ask her questions. Wait, she's the one we can ask. And it just turned into a thing. So I've now become sort of yearbook club alumni organizer. Yes, I'm team captain now. And even Dean Butler, who played Almanzo on the show, at the last thing we're at, he said, you're our leader now. You've kind of become leader, because you know where all the gigs are and all the fans are and all the events, and you put out the word. And we talk about all the rest of the cast in the newsletter. Make sure that if you order now, you can get the Nellie newsletter sent to your email. Just get Loose Gravel Prod Productions, Loose Gravel Prod at AOL, and we'll send you the newsletter. And you get all my update schedule, but we also have a section called Prairie Tidbits. And so if, Miss Beadle's making a movie, she's in another episode of Twin Peaks, Karen Grassley's doing a play, Almanzo's doing something, you'll find out. We put it all in there. So they said, yeah, I'm technically leader now. It's a weird
leader
position.
Of the pack.
Leader of the Prairie.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. So, you've put the audio version of your book out now. And,
very excited, yes.
Well, first off, what took you so long to do the audio version?
Right? This is a big one. It's like you have audio. Well, what took you so long? See, now audio's the craze. Anybody does a book now. They're in the studio recording the audio book before the print book has even hit the stores. The minute that that's part of the original contract. Back in 2010, 2011, sometimes people did audiobooks, sometimes they didn't. Sometimes they did it a year later. They didn't necessarily read their own book. It was not the worldwide craze that it is now. In the last couple of years, audiobooks have just taken over. Everybody wants the audiobook. I think we're all trapped in our cars now. It's like everyone needs the audiobook in their car. So
true.
People started writing me, where's the audiobook? And if I had to call my agent, and I go, I know it's weird to do an audiobook this much later, but people are like wigging out here. They need they need their audiobook. And he said, well, let me make some calls. And he called, oh, yeah, I found this company, and they'll do it, and it'll be great, and they want to do it. And so the fabulous Tantor Media have done, and it was great. I spent days in the studio, and I had so much fun recording it. It was such a great experience to record it, and the woman who produced it was great. We would stop for cookies, and because there's traumatic things in my book, so we're like, okay, stop, we need chocolate. She's like, I'm just recording this, and I need chocolate. We're like taking a break. So it's really, really good. And people like my book because they said it sounded like me talking to them, and now you can actually have me talking to you. So we did it, and we got it out, and it came out first week in November, and people are going bananas. I'm so happy.
I'll tell you what, like, I'm usually a person that just does audiobooks anymore because I'm that one that's just stuck in the car, and it's just so much easier for me.
See, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But I actually physically read your book after I got a copy when you were in Philly. And I was, like, floored reading it. And the whole time, like, I'm reading as the, you know, you went through that stuff when you were a child, and I just wanted to shake you. And the whole time I just wanted to shake you, why aren't you telling your parents? Why aren't you telling your parents? Like,
I know, right? And then you kind of got to go, and then the parents are going, oh, wow, the parents are apparently living in the frickin' Twilight Zone. What do we do with these people?
Yeah.
And that's a problem. I mean, sometimes people don't know that their kids are being abused because the abuser is particularly sneaky and clever, and sometimes the parents are just incredibly distracted and have gone off into their own little Twilight Zone, and by the time they wake up, it's too late. It's kind of awful, but these things happen.
Yeah. It's kind of like, I mean, going to like the Little House, and actually I think I just saw this as I was doing some research where you were talking about, like, with the situation, how actually doing Little House was kind of therapeutic for you. And I was thinking to myself, was it like where you get to play the quote-unquote prairie bitch, and you had all this anger built up, and this was a way for you to let it out?
It totally was, because you have all this angst. I mean, you're 12, 13 years old on series. You're a teenager, so you're like really would like to rather scream at someone than sit around and be told what to do by adults all day, which is what you're doing in a series, is getting told what to do all day by grown-ups. And so you have a lot of angst anyway. And then when you're abused, the problem is you can't tell anyone, and you don't tell anyone, and then you're wondering, like, oh my God, do people know? Can they tell? And you wonder if people are looking at you funny, and you don't want anyone to know, and da-da-da-da. And you're holding all that in, and the amount of energy it takes to hold that in is just, it's exhausting. And here I was playing this character who yells and screams and throws things and lets it all out. It was really a relief. I mean, I'll tell you, any therapist I've been to have said, that probably did you a world of good.
Wow. Who would have thought, right?
Right, that being Nellie Oleson and yelling at people would be therapeutic. But it really was.
It was, and it worked. It worked in a scary way, but it worked for you.
It did, and now, of course, that's the other thing, too, is the cast. Little House was a very supportive set. I was around a lot of very protective, supportive, wonderful people who wanted to take care of me and be nice to me, and I'm still friends with them, and so I created this whole network of friends that I still have. I played this character that other people are afraid of, so when I was all shy, here I was playing this intimidating person that people backed up from, so that was kind of advantage. And now, all these years later, people still think it's funny. They're still amused by Little House on the Prairie. Little House on the Prairie has given everyone great memories. Everybody likes the show. They like Nellie Oleson. They love hating her. It turned out to be a really great thing for my life.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's true. Like, again, going back to your show, like, you see how much the fans truly do love you, which is kind of scary. You played this character that was hated,
Right, and now they're like,
loved.
yay, she's here. Wait, you hated me. No, not anymore. We love
you. You were actually just at the Shore Theater convention a couple weeks ago.
I did Chiller. I did the Chiller, and that, again, people coming up to the table, and we had Dean Butler was Almanza, we had Rachel Greenbush, who was Baby Carrie, and coincidentally, we had Todd Bridges was there. Now, Todd Bridges, everyone goes, oh, well, different strokes, but Todd Bridges was also on Little House on the Prairie. Did you know Todd Bridges was on Little House on the Prairie? It's one of those hardcore trivia questions. Todd Bridges was in a great episode of Little House. It was called The Wisdom of Solomon. And
it was
a fabulous episode, and he did that, and then he wound up, people liked it so much, the Waltons stole him. He could have been on our show, but the Waltons snatched him up after that episode, and he was on the Waltons for like 16 episodes.
Oh, really? I never knew that.
See? There you go. Todd Bridges. He was doing Belong for Different Strokes. He was legit. He was on Little House of the Waltons. So he's technically one of our Prairie people. So we put him at our table with us. And so we hung out with him at Chiller, and he got to be in our room. And had a really good time. And, yeah, people come up and they'll go, I don't even come to these things, but I came because the Little House people were there, and I just came to see you guys. And we were the fun table. You know, we would hear from people, well, I went to this other celebrity, and they were really mean, and they were, you know, and everybody charges a lot at Chiller, but some people charge, like, through the roof. And what was it? I think Tony Danza, who I love, but he literally he was in a room where they had a door that was shut and had the prices. So it was literally, if you do not have this money, do not even knock on this door. And I was like, maybe that's taking it to a little bit extreme. I mean, people paid us to take pictures and get this and paid for video, paid for that. But we talked to them for nothing. You could come up to the Little House table and just say, I really like your show. Can I shake your hand? What was Michael Landon really like? And we go, oh, pull up a chair. And we'd talk to people for nothing. We'd give free hugs. We'd shake hands. We'd say, well, you know, it's a few bucks for a picture, but it's totally worth it. You get the color photo and the thing, and we say, you know.
You know, it's kind of like with the Tony Danza thing. Like when they set them up in them rooms like that too, a lot of times they'll set it up like if you're walking past, you can't even see them. They hide them.
Yes. We had the door shut. We were in a room, but the door was open. You could stick your head in and wave. You could come in. We let people in. They could come in and walk up to the table and speak to us, and we would have a conversation. And then they'd say, okay, I want to buy it. Well, you go see the guy over there, and you get a picture. And I had bonnets. They could buy a bonnet from me. I'd sell them a bonnet. I had books. I had lovely things. But we would speak to people like regular humans in addition to selling our wares. So... So that's, I think, made it a little different. But, yeah, some people do these shows, and it gets a little bizarre. And then this weekend I'm going up to Guerneville. I've never been there. It's where in California, that place Santa Rosa, where they had all the terrible fires, the most recent one's awful.
Oh, okay.
There's a town up there, Guerneville, and they have this Christmas parade of lights, and I get to be in the parade and, like, judge the parade of lights thing. And then, of course, being me, after I do the lovely parade of lights, I'm going to the drag bar, and I'm judging a drag show, and we're having an Nellie Oleson lookalike contest. And then I have book signings, and it's in a wine tasting room, so that will be awesome. And then I'm doing my show. I'm doing Confessions at a place called the Timberline on Sunday night at 7:30. So if anybody's in Northern California, anybody's near this Guerneville place, come see me. You go on Facebook. There's a whole thing. It's called the Very Nellie Weekend. Come see me.
And aren't you doing a brunch the next morning as well?
Yes, it's a whole weekend, Very Nellie Weekend. So there's the book signing from 1 to 4 at Equality Vines on Saturday. Then there's the Parade of Lights. Then there's a drag show. Then there's a brunch. Then there's another book signing. and then we do the show.
So awesome. That is so awesome. That would be such fun.
So that's going to be it. So I'm doing that all weekend. We still got that thing, Life's Interrupted is still slamming away there on YouTube. And I just, literally, okay, you're getting breaking news. You're getting a scoop. You're getting a literal scoop right now. I just found this out. So I did this thing called Living on a Prairie. And it's as good as it sounds. And Living on a Prairie, they were shopping around as a pilot, and it's very funny. It's about a woman who is so obsessed with Little House on the Prairie that it's ruining her life. She can't think about or talk about anything else. She's out of her mind. She can't keep a boyfriend or anything because she won't shut up about Little House in the freaking Prairie. So I play her therapist. I play her shrink who tries to sort of talk her off the ledge, talk her down, go, now look. And we're sitting there having in a little cafe, and she's sobbing. Nobody understands me. And I'm like, look, I think I need to do a reality check. Yeah, this was a TV show. It was in the 1970s. And, of course, nobody noticed the fact that it's obviously me who was Nellie Oleson talking. And it's, this ridiculous television show. I mean, if you're watching Stranger Things, but Little House on the Prairie, for God's sake. And I try to tell her, there's other things in life. And you can have relationships with people who don't watch Little House on the Prairie. Wonderfully hilarious. Well, I just got word. They've been shopping around, and they've now submitted it for Film Festival. And I now seeing in my email, we have been picked as a semi-finalist for the LA International Film Festival for Best Web Series, and Pamela, who is a genius, for Best Actress. So, indeed, we are being submitted to film festivals, and last time I was in a web series got sent for film festivals, we won everything. Life Interrupted got submitted to film festivals and won every web series award going. So now this year, they're submitting Living on a Prairie, and I'm going to win all of those too. So that's really, really cool. So now, which is great, because at first the only downside to Living on a Prairie is because they'd just done it. We're still shopping it. We couldn't show it to everybody in the world. It's like, we're trying to have meetings, with Hulu or whatever. But now it's on IMDb. It's going to be at the film festivals. So people besides me and my agent will be allowed to see it. And as she says here, it's more than an obsession. It's a way of life. So if you're a hardcore Little House freak, this is about you. It's this woman who just watches Little House till she basically loses her mind, and it's fabulous.
So funny.
And now it's going to go to the film festival, so people besides me will get to enjoy it.
Oh, that is so funny.
But it's great. I'm so nice to her. I'm just like the nicest therapist trying to talk some sense into this poor girl who cannot stop obsessing about Laura Ingalls and Almanzo, and
At any point does she think that you are Nellie Oleson or look like Nellie Oleson at all?
That's what's hysterical. She never kind of tunes in, but and the waiters and waitresses in the restaurant keep coming by and looking at me. It's like, wait, everybody's like, hello, and she doesn't get it. And then she got Charlotte Stewart, who played Miss Beadle, to appear in it as a bartender. And she never clues in that, hello, it's Charlotte Stewart. So it's like she's oblivious to the fact that people from Little House on the Prairie keep appearing in the show in front of her. But it's all she thinks.
Oh, that's so great.
It's really, really funny. So that's cool. So I just got
that.
word. LA International Film Fest, we're totally going to that. So
nice. Are you still doing your tours, too?
Yes, in fact, in January, for my birthday's in January 14th, the Sunday before my birthday, I am doing a tour of Hollywood, the Nasty Nellie tour, and so there's still tickets available. So it's Sunday, January 14th, and I always try to do a theme, and so it'll be the theme around my birthday. So there will be cake. We're going to have birthday cake on the bus.
Oh, nice. You got it all going on out there.
I'm telling you, I got the book, I got the audio book, I got this week, I'm doing the show, I'm touring with the thing, I got the tour, I got the other thing. I'm also going Great Guns, A Minor Consideration, which was founded by Paul Peterson, trying to help people transition from having been a kid actor to normal life. Got the National Association to Protect Children, or protect.org. Check out their website, where we're doing wonderful things to fight child trafficking, child pornography, change the legal system for victims, make things better for abused kids.
Right.
I do everything.
You're not sitting still at all.
No. Would you like to buy a bonnet? Because I got an online store. I can sell you a bonnet.
Well, I don't know if I would look good in a bonnet, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would.
They come in all colors, and they are, if you need to stay out of the sun, because I sold one to a guy, and he said, my doctor told me I got to be careful, skin cancer, very pale. This is actually brilliant. I can go out in the garden with this, and it covers my face. Yeah.
Do you have purple? Purple is my favorite color.
I do. I have a couple of lovely purple bonnets, so you may have to check this out. I do have an online store now.
Where's the online store? Where can we go?
My online store, I have to, go to my Facebook, because I'm like, the heck, I got to come up with a better URL for that, don't I? It's terrible because I have my Alison Arngrim. Oh, look, there I am, and why, look, there is my store. Dun, dun, dun. It's how you have Square. Do you use that? Have you ever used the Square thing? You put it on your phone, and then you can take credit cards and all that fun stuff.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Love that thing. So it's Square Up. Let's see. There it is. It's Loose Gravel Productions. And let me see where they putting that in there. Paste and go. Yeah. So make it sure you can find it. Loose Gravel Productions. If you go to it's squareup.com, and if you Google it, squareup.com, Loose Gravel Productions, and when you open it up, it says, Not Your Mother's Mercantile. And I got T-shirts, I got books, I have all sorts of silly stuff, and candles. I've scented candles, and I have bonnets. So.
Very nice. Got it all. And the audiobook, where can everybody get that? And I think is it on CD as well?
Yeah, that's what's great thing. You can go to Tantor Media, and they have a download thing there, but you can also go to Amazon, and you can either download it or you can buy the CDs. I have the CDs myself. They're great. It's like a big box. It's like 9 of them. I forgot how long this thing is.
Next, will it be on vinyl? Vinyl,
right? That would be so cool, because that's the thing. Everybody's retro go on vinyl now. So that should be. We should put it out on vinyl. How cool would that be?
Limited edition, right? Exactly. You can do a big price pack with bonnets and
you could do like that old color vinyl, like when Liberace would put out his picture discs and stuff.
Right.
Here, I'm giving you, I'm on Twitter right now. I'm going, here's the store, so you can visit the store. Here, right now, I'm tweeting you back that here's the store. This is great. There, here's the store, Loose Gravel Productions, there, and shop.
Oh, so great. Well, Alison, it's always a pleasure catching up. Let's not wait 2 years this time, and hopefully, I guess Mother's Day weekend, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, your return to Philadelphia.
We'll do something, and maybe I'll come to Philly. It'll be great.
Absolutely. I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay, cool.
Well, thank you so much, and take care, and good luck with everything, and I'm getting an audiobook.
All right, thank you. Okay.
You're welcome. Have fun.
Bye.
See ya. All right, there she goes. Alison Arngrim. Nellie Oleson. She is amazing. People really got to see that show of hers. It's so freaking funny.
Really?
I was not the big Little House fan. Honest to God, I wasn't growing up. And I went to that show, and I was freaking hysterical. It's so funny. It's her on stage telling stories of Little House with clips in the background, and she talks behind the scene clips of what was going on and the raunch of it. You know what I mean? What was really happening. It's just hysterical.
That's funny.
It's cool. When people like that, they totally embrace those characters from yesterday or whatever, and just totally live it up and enjoy it and keep those memories alive. They're so fun.
No, and they're getting those stories out there, you know what I mean? A lot of them we haven't heard, so...
Yeah.
They're not going to be around forever, so...
Your message.